Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So here's a new analysis video on the crypto market. We're going to take a look at the alt season. So is there going to be an alt season right away or not? Well, that will depend on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin could potentially correct down to $88,000 for its daily running. So either we're actually going to have an alt season very soon, depending on what the chart structure shows. But if Bitcoin drops for its daily running, that could invalidate things. And so the alt season won't happen right now. Let's go check that out on TradingView. As I mentioned in the last video, I'm actually expecting a move, a small impulse to come and retest the $113,000 to $114,000 range, but it's still bearish, actually. That would be a corrective structure, a running one. That would be a running correction for a bearish continuation. So for now, we're just in a small correction on the 1 hour chart. It's just a small 1 hour drop, so there's no need to panic. However, the significant problem that we are currently facing is, as I have previously informed you, if the 1 hour bearish price movement truly gains substantial momentum and continues its downward trajectory, then we will actually begin to observe a sustained 4 hour downtrend, which unequivocally means that the price will continue to go significantly lower and will inevitably test the critical 88,000 and potentially even the $90,000 levels. So that would actually be to fully and completely correct this particular issue, the significant drop we had experienced right here. So when I tell you that I'm expecting a C, actually a running C, it's to respond to this move here. And so it would be a move of the same magnitude. It would be a bullish continuation because we're in a daily uptrend on Bitcoin. We are currently in a very strong weekly and also a significant monthly uptrend. But the primary problem is if the market gives us that kind of movement, well, the altcoins might actually experience a substantial drop too, potentially quite a bit. For example, if we carefully examine the price action of AVAX on the daily time frame, what we clearly observe here is a well-defined trading range. So a range in this context typically signifies a strong likelihood of continuation, indicating that the asset is consolidating before making its next significant move. There are quite a few signals indicating that we could potentially see that drop, but that scenario could play out if Bitcoin drops on the 4 hour or daily, like I just mentioned earlier. Either we get an alt season right away. If Bitcoin doesn't drop too much, if Bitcoin stays in its current price range and just gives us a small 1 hour correction, actually, if it just gives us a correction like that, well, we'll still be in the bullish trend and we'll keep pushing up. But for now, that's not the case. So we'll be keeping an eye on that in the coming days. So make sure to subscribe to keep up with all this and not miss anything happening in the crypto markets. We're also going to take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, as I told you, I'm expecting a little push. There you go, a little push like that. But all of this could be corrective for a running since it broke the low here. So when we talk about a running, we're talking about a continuation corrective structure. So a drop. You need to be careful when trading crypto right now. Stay tuned with me on this very important channel to keep fully updated with all of my comprehensive price predictions, my in-depth analyses, and so much more. Regarding WIF, I currently hold some WIF tokens and I still have a strong desire to acquire even more. So right here, I have meticulously drawn out this significant correction that we are observing. So let's analyze this. Here, the problem is that the top there hasn't been broken, so we could potentially have this as an A. This would be a B, and so the goal is to have a C that breaks the bottom, meaning it would come to test 63 cents, 64 cents for continuing its upward movement. So that's why I'm telling you that the alt season isn't necessarily happening right now. We'll know very soon. If Bitcoin really starts to drop now, well, a lot of bullish structures will be invalidated, and so we'll end up testing lower prices on altcoins. So there you have it. Thanks for sticking around until the end. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment on the video if you want me to analyze a specific crypto. I'll see you next time, and I wish you a great day. Bye.